Good morning. Hopefully, this is working. Um, this is the first time that I'm streaming through YouTube. So hopefully this is working. I didn't announce this, but you know, yeah, I didn't announce it. So I don't know. There's nobody on here right now, so I can't tell if it's working. But hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. One, I want to apologize for canceling the last two sessions of ours. Right, the last 2 weeks they have been canceled, but and I haven't really given reason as to why. And so I apologize for that. But one of the things that I want to say is if you've been following me, if you've been with me through this, and you've been hanging with me for a little while, you understand and you know that I am on this journey, right? And the journey of this year has been the journey of surrender. And with that, as we've talked about so many times before, with that comes sacrifice. And it has been a lot of sacrifice. It has been a lot of trials. It's been a lot of obstacles. It's been a lot of everything. Like literally, I was creating a post and I was saying that it feels like I'm in a boxing match, but I'm the only one getting hit. That's what it feels like. So this entire month has been almost day after day. It's been where I've gotten hit. I've been getting hit every single day, and it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. It's been painful. It's been hard. It has been it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But I wanted to come on here because this is going to be our last session. This is going to be the last hour of power for 2 months. And so, yeah, the for the 2 months, this 2 months came out of almost nowhere. You just say it just came out of nowhere. But was it last week? I think it was, no, the week before last. I was just outside one day. I was about to work out, and all of a sudden, I just got hit with like, look, I need you to take 2 months, 2 months from everything. I need you to drop everything. And I'm like, what? Drop what? Like, what exactly? Especially since, like I said, if you've been hanging with me for a little while, you know where we are at and where we've been financially this entire year, right? So, before this month, I hadn't made anything at all. And if you know, and if you've been hanging with me, you know that I started and I released the Clarity program, right? The month of clarity. And that just ended last week. And it was a total success, right? So it was a success. Wow. It was a success. And I wanted to keep on with that momentum. I wanted to keep that going. I wanted, like, in my mind, I was already getting asked about when was the next time that I was going to do this again. And so in my mind, I was like, what? September. September is when I'm going to do it because I saw the immense impact of the program And so, of course, I mean, anybody would tell you, you need to follow that up. Like, if you have helped people and they have received results, and the results were by far like amazing. So, if you see those type of results, anything and anybody and any logical reasoning would let you know, hey, you need to duplicate this. You need to continue this. You need to keep this momentum going. Don't just stop it here. And so, in my mind, I had planned to do the Clarity program again in September. I had even told those who were reaching out to me that, hey, I'm going to do another one in September. But I didn't get guidance on when I should do it again. That was just me talking. And so when it hit me that, I got the tap on my shoulder that I should take off 2 months, I'm like, wait, so what's up with the program that I was going to start again in September? And I was working with, or I mean, I am, because it's the 31st, it's not September yet, but I was working with real estate clients, right? And I'm still working with real estate clients. And so my thing was like, okay, well, what if they don't close? Like, if I'm already working with them, can I keep them going into these 2 months since I've been working with them already? And what I had received was that, no, I need you to drop them. If they aren't under contract by the end of this month, then I need you to give them to somebody else. So at first, my heart just dropped because I'm like, Lord, you know what we need right now. You know that we haven't made hardly anything this entire year. It is the 8th month of this year, going into the ninth. And we have hardly nothing to show for it. How how am I supposed to just drop everybody in the potential money that I was going to make? And so my heart dropped at that. But then I then I realized it was like, what are you? I knew I was faced with a decision, and my intention and my commitment that I've made is that no matter what, I am always going to go with God. I am always going to go in the direction that I'm led, whether it hurts or whether it doesn't, whether I want to do something different or I think that things should be done differently or logic says something else. I am going to choose to follow, regardless of whatever comes my way or whatever I'm going to be faced with. I'm always going to do that. So I had to stick to my word. And so I committed to taking these 2 months off. And so I told my real estate clients, I told my coaching clients that I wouldn't be there. And my what I received from them was like, what? So you're just like, we had this amazing time and now you're gonna be gone and we can't get support from you anymore. And so that was difficult. That was difficult for me because I don't like to leave people hanging. Um, but I have to trust that doing this program and the things that we've gone over and the things that they've learned and the things that they've experienced and the things that they've seen is enough to carry them through going forward, and anything that they come up against or anything that they have to think through or work their way through, they're going to be able to, because they've been equipped with the tools to do so. So I have to trust that, look, it's not all on me, and I know that I'm being led to do different things because it's what's best for me and for my family and for the people that are attached to me. And so, since they are attached to me stepping away for this 2 months is what's best for them, even though it may not seem like it in the moment. So, I have had to come to terms with that. And I just tell you that it's been difficult. It's been a struggle. Um, it's been hard. It's been hard. And so I really now I identify so much, and I want to go over like two different things. I don't think that we're going to be here for the entire hour. Like I really doubt that. But I wanted to go over two things because I identify with this and with this guy, right? Paul from the Bible. I identify with him so much. And I get why he had talked about dying to himself, right? He's talking about I die daily, right? I get it. I get it. I understand it. And this was the other thing that so in First Corinthians 9:27, right? And so I'll pull this up because it's so powerful. And it resonates with me on a totally different level than when I read it before. Read it before and then you understand it at a surface level, but when you're living and breathing it, you're like, yo, I understand where you're coming from because I'm literally feeling the effects of it. And I see what you saw. I feel what you felt. And I understand the pain that you are putting yourself through willingly because you know what's on the other side of it, right? You know that there's greater. And so this pain isn't for nothing. The pain has a purpose. And this is one thing that I want you to know, right? Before we go into this 2 months and we're not here together on Wednesdays anymore. At least for this 2 months, right? I don't know if it's going to be back after the 2 months, but I'll definitely let you know. But before we head into that, I want you to know that any pain that you're going through, any pain that you went through before, in your childhood, in your adulthood, in your teenage years, whatever it may be, even today, any pain that you are going to be faced with, understand that your pain has a purpose, right? It's not just arbitrarily just showing up and just rearing its head and just like, oh, I want to put you down. I am pain, and I'm here to cause you pain because I don't like you, because you're unworthy, because you're not valuable, because you're worthless, because you aren't going to amount to anything, because that's not why. That's not why. So, no matter how painful it is, understand that it has a purpose. And if you get to the point where you are able to see through the pain, and you can see that there is a purpose, even though you may not know what the exact purpose is. But if you're able to get to that point where you can see through the pain, it makes it more bearable, I guess you can say. Because I can't even say that it makes it less painful because it doesn't. Pain is pain, and you feel it. And I've cried so much in this month that is like, oh my gosh. But I have felt pain. I have been in the pain. I have literally sat in it. So I can't say that the pain will not feel like pain. It will. It is very much pain and it hurts. But when you're able to see through it, you don't get consumed with it. So even though I'm sitting in it, in the midst of it, things are happening, and things are happening that I wouldn't want for anybody, right? But I can sit in it and I can be in it, but not of it. It doesn't consume me. And that's when Jesus talked about in the Bible of saying, being in the world, but not of it. That is what it is. This is what he means. And now I'm understanding that more fully. And I had said, like I said, you've been rocking with me for a while. You've heard me say this over and over and over again, that I wanted to get to the point where I'm able to be in this world, but not of it. And this is what it is. It's like I asked for this. And so I have been tested. I have been put in the fire, and I'm still very much in the fire. And the heat has been turned up to almost an unbearable degree. But I asked for it. That's what I have to tell myself. And that's what I know, is that I wanted to be refined. I wanted to come out pure gold. And you know that process. You have to be that, like, the heat has to be turned up to the degree in order for it to be refined, in order for it, like when you think of any precious metals, they go through such a strenuous process. If you think about actually anything that is beautiful, anything that is good, when you're thinking about a plant and it coming out of its seed, right? Bursting through the seed. That is a strenuous time. That is pain. That's pain. When you think about, I mean, a caterpillar emerging from its cocoon, that is a strenuous time. That is pain. That is what happens. And this is what I want you to know, that if you're going through this period that it's like, oh my gosh, it's really heating up here. I feel like I am, and this is what I keep saying, I feel like I'm in a pressure cooker. And somebody, they're just not relieving me of that pressure. They're not opening the top. I'm just in here. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it feels like it's about to combust. But if you feel like you are in that situation, the thing is that, honey, I'm telling you that it feels like this because this is the strenuous period. This is you breaking out of your cocoon. This is you emerging as a butterfly. And this is one thing that I was told, that when I was told that 2 months, to take that 2 months, the vision that came to me is and was a caterpillar emerging from its cocoon. It was like, look, give me 2 months. And that's what I heard so clearly. Give me 2 months and watch what I do with it. Watch what I do with it. And I saw so much growth. I saw so much change. I saw, like, it was totally different on the other side of these 2 months. I was a totally different person. Our situation was totally different. Everything was different. And so I mean, the vision of the caterpillar and the butterfly, that's the only thing that I can possibly think of, right? You go in as this caterpillar, as this hairy little thing, right? And then you emerge as something totally different. The thing is that I could recognize the caterpillar, right? If you knew it was a yellow caterpillar with brown spots, if you saw that caterpillar one day, you're like, okay, I know this caterpillar. I've seen this caterpillar. You see it the next day, you'll be able to recognize it. You see it the next day, you'll be able to recognize it. The next day, you'll be able to recognize it. But I tell you this, if that caterpillar went into its cocoon and then you saw it as a butterfly, you wouldn't be able to tell if that was the caterpillar. You would have no idea. So, this is the thing, when you're entering into this and you're in this heating up period and things are really you're feeling the pressure, you're feeling the pain, and it's just seeming like one thing after the other. And it's just like, how much more can I possibly handle? I don't know if I can take any more. Understand that you can. Understand that this is not more than you can bear. Understand that this is not a situation that is going to leave you and render you helpless. It's not. It is not. You are going to emerge greater than you went in. You are going to emerge where people can't even recognize you, because if you allow what is going on to shape you, to mold you, if you can see past it and see the lesson and what you are supposed to gain going through this, then I promise you that on the other side of this pain, of this adversity, of what it is that you're going through, you will be different. You will be better. You will emerge greater than where you were before. So allow the pain, allow the things that are happening to come. and to do work inside of you. The work is coming because there is still growth. There are still things that you need to face. For me, I was made aware last week that there are there are facets of me, right? There are different parts of me that I've been running away from for so long, right? And God's like, look, this is the time that I need you to face those sides of you. Those sides of you I need to face. I need you to face. And I'm going to make it clear by bringing these painful moments, by bringing these obstacles, by bringing these trials. But no, I'm doing so to develop you. And this is what I want you guys to know. These things aren't coming. Your pain, they aren't coming for no reason. It's coming to develop you. Your pain has a purpose. Understand that, so that when it comes, or if you're already in it, the wall of resistance, you can lower that. You don't have to be afraid about being hurt. You don't have to be afraid about being used. You don't have to be afraid about what may happen, or what if this doesn't work out? What if I step out and I totally fail? What if I look like a fool? What if this? You don't have to worry about those things. So take your guard down. That wall of resistance that you have built up because you're trying to keep yourself safe, and you're trying to avoid the pain because it feels like total crap. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. So anyone with their right mind would protect themselves from such. But I am telling you, it is safe. It's safe. It may not feel good. It may be uncomfortable. It may suck going through it and feeling it, but you're safe. You are safe. And if you start taking down this raw wall of resistance, brick by brick, I'm telling you that you allow yourself to be molded, to be shaped. And through allowing yourself to feel, to be present in that painful moment or moments, and to see through it, and to be there and aware and paying attention for the lessons that are coming through this, and applying those lessons, you're going to get what it is that you actually want. You're going to get what it is that you've been praying for. You're going to get what it is that you desire. You're going to get what it is that your heart truly wants. If you allow that resistance to fall, if you let go, if you surrender, this is what is on the other side of it. So I want to go back to 1 Corinthians 9:27, right? We didn't even hit on that. Uh, so actually, not going to start at 27, okay? Because I actually want to start a little bit above that. So 1 Corinthians 9:24, and then we're going to read through 27. Okay, so I'm reading from the Amplified version, so it's going to be where it's got a little more words than probably what you would be reading, but bear with me. So, do you not know that in a race, all runners run, and so they do their very best to win, but only one receives the prize? Run your race in such a way that you may seize the prize and make it yours. Now, every athlete goes into training and competes in the games. Now, every athlete sorry, I knew I would miss a word. I'm like, that sentence doesn't make any sense. But now, every athlete who goes into training and competes in the games is disciplined, right? And exercises self control in all things. All things. So, one of the things that I'm going to be honest with y'all, I am working on the all things. I've got discipline and self control when it comes to a lot of areas, but there's some that I still need work on. Okay. So, I want to highlight that all areas, this is what we need to be. We need to be disciplined. We need to exercise that self-control, right? In all things. So to continue, they do it to win a crown that withers, but we do it to receive an imperishable crown that cannot wither, right? So we're going after things that it's there is no comparison. It's not something that is just tangible. It's not something that is here today and gone tomorrow. This is the thing. Before, as you may know, I was chasing money for a long time, and we see the things that or where that ended me up, right? Or where what happened in doing that, and what I've sacrificed in doing that, in chasing money, what I have been on the verge of losing, and how that just didn't serve me, right? So now I've changed the focus, and it's no longer striving for money, right? It's no longer grinding, it's no longer hustling, it's no more of that. But what it is that I am dedicated and I am committed to becoming the person that God created me to be, right? And so I know that it's in me. I know that God created me to be this person, and this person is in here. But I also know that as I've grown older, there has been layers upon layers upon layers of a person or facets of me that really aren't me, if that makes sense, right? So I've been taking on other identities throughout my life, and I've taken on these layers, right? So I just layered, it's like identities that are layered over who God has actually created me to be. And so there's different things that I've taken as far as, I mean, there are things that I've done, and I've I've ran after accomplishments and chasing after money and status and achievements because I wanted to feel valued. I wanted to be known. I wanted to make people proud of me, right? And for them to love me. And it's just like, oh, now I'm worthy of love, right? And the thing that I realized is that I've always been worthy of love. Since I was born, I was worthy of love. Since I was born, I've been of value, extreme value, non duplicatable value. Like what you see here can never be duplicated. And what you see in the mirror can never be duplicated. Your your characteristics, the way that you think, your knowledge, the things that you bring to the table, like nobody else can bring that to the table. I want you to know this. They cannot, they cannot and can never be you. And this is the thing is that my journey has been taking off these layers that I've adopted, and in taking off these layers, I'm discovering who I was actually created to be. And so that has been my goal. And that is now where my focus is. So it is what it is. Yes, I have goals. Yes, I have dreams. Yes, I have desires. Yes. And as you know, I have big ones. Like it's not where I just have these minuscule things like, oh, I just want to live and just be. No, I'm trying to do as much as I can possibly do during my lifetime. I am trying to make as much impact as I possibly can during my lifetime. I am asking for big. I am expecting for big. That is what it is. I don't play small. So this is what I want us to really chase after, right? It's not the achievements, it's fine with wanting to achieve, it's fine with having goals, it's fine with wanting money, it's fine with that. I mean, you got a mortgage, you got this, you want a house, you need money. So it's okay for wanting that. But the thing is that where is your focus? Where is your focus? Is your focus on those things? Is that the reason why you're working so hard? Is that your only goal? Is that what you are solely tied to? Or is it more? This is what I want you to open it up. Look, as if you dig deep and you start unveiling these layers, right? And you start taking these layers off as you identify them, and you are striving to become the person who you were created to be and live authentically in that skin and loving yourself and who you've been created to be and sharing your gifts just freely. If you live in that, then honey, I tell you this, money isn't something that you are going to have to worry about. Achievements aren't something that you're going to have to chase. These are things that are going to chase you, but you got to do the work. You got to do the work. So we're going to go back. All right. So we don't want to chase anything that's just going to wither away. So Paul made that clear. But then we're going to go to 26. So 1 Corinthians 9:26. Therefore, I do not run without a definite goal. I do not flail around like one beating the air, just shadow boxing. But like a boxer, I strictly discipline my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached the gospel to others, I myself would not somehow be disqualified as unfit for service. So remember when I say it, if you're going to ask big, you have to be prepared to back your ask up, right? This is the thing. This is it. This is why you are being presented with so much. This is why you feel like you're in a pressure cooker. That's why it feels like the heat is just rising and you can't get off the stove. It's because of this. It's because of what you asked for. And for me, if I'm asking for an impact that is so great, right? I want to impact and positively impact cities, nations. I want it to be where it is worldwide, the reach of my impact. Then guess what? Guess what? Guess what's going to come? And guess what I have to do on a daily basis when he's talking about beating his body? I understand it. I understand it. It's almost like you're signing up for pain. That's what it is. And that's why he equated this to like beating my body. I'm training it. I'm strict. I'm disciplined because I have a definite goal. I don't just do this for nothing. I am signing up for this because I know what is on the other side. And I am willing to go through whatever it is, whatever it may take, whatever comes my way to get to this other side. It's worth it. It is valuable to me. And I want nothing more than that thing. I want nothing more than that, to be polished, to be developed, to become the best version of myself that I can possibly be. Because I know that becoming the best version of me strengthens and helps every single person that's connected to me. So my family is going to be better. My the people that are attached to me are going to be better. My clients are going to be better. Every single person is going to benefit from this. And that is why. And from you being strict, from you being disciplined, from you signing up for this, sign up for it. So he compared himself to a boxer, and he talks about athletes a lot, right? Through this passage that we were reading. And we know how when an athlete is preparing for the Olympics, You know how strenuous their activities are, their practice is, their the way that they eat, their diet, their regimen, the things that they're doing throughout the day. They have schedules. It is strict upon strict. Like they are serious. They have a goal, they have this thing in mind, and their eye is on the prize, and they are willing to do and face whatever may come because they know what's on the other side of this. If I honestly in practice it is like beating themselves up. They experience an immense amount of pain, but they're doing this because they know within that pain there is a reward. If I do this, if I continue to show up, if I continue to do the work, if I continue to allow myself to be stripped, allow myself to feel the pain, allow myself to just get to the point of exhaustion and where I like literally they will go and they will be practicing until their body is almost giving up, right? And that's almost like lifting weights is the same thing. So that's the way that you are able to develop the strength because you're pushing yourself past your limits, right? So your limit may be a certain thing. It may be where I'm lifting weights and my limit was 100 pounds this day on Wednesday. And then that next Wednesday, I'm able to do 110, right? That's my limit now. But the only way that I can do that and I can continue to grow is keep pushing myself past my limit, where I think that I like almost to the point where I think I just can't move anymore. I can't handle anymore. I am about to break. Pushing yourself past that and saying, you know what, affirming there is nothing that can come my way that I cannot conquer. I can do all things. I can do all things. And when we say all, like I said, there is nothing off limits. I can do all things. So if it's presented and if it's here, then I bet you, I know that I can make it through this. So if I'm showing up to practice and this is what is on the roster and this is what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm running, right? And so I'm talking about a track athlete. If I'm running and I'm doing these 400s and I get to this last 400, because I know when I was in track, honey, that was difficult. And I would always feel, I hated the 400s, but I would always feel like at the last stretch of the 400, it felt like I was literally about to just crash, especially doing multiples of those at your top speed. But you're doing that to push past your limits. You're doing that to be able to develop yourself. You're doing that to be able to strengthen yourself. You're doing that to be able to beat your previous time. You're doing that to be competitive. You're doing that to be the best that you can possibly be in your race that you are running. And this is the thing. He said, run your race. We are all in a race, right? We are all running. We are all runners. But the thing is, and this is what I want us to be clear on. Yes, we are all in a race. Yes, we are all running. But the thing is that you need to stay in your own lane. We have to run our race, not somebody else's race. So we have to stay focused on what it is that is in front of us and what it is that we are desiring, what it is that God is leading us to, what it is that we're actually supposed to be doing in that moment. We have to stay focused on what it is, what is within our race. So doing this practice and signing up for this and beating our bodies like Paul has talked about, these are the things that that it comes with the territory. This comes with it. This is what this is what it is. Like it's nothing that I can tell you that I can say, well, you know what? Maybe you can avoid the pain. Maybe you can avoid the sacrifice. Maybe you can just have whatever it is that you want without having to face the other sides of you, without having to look in the mirror, without having to do the difficult things. But honey, I can't promise you that. I can't. With asking and believing big, with doing big things, with making an impact, with becoming and living fully, authentically you, it comes with a price. And the price is there because of everything else that we've accepted as true. With all the because of all the identities that we've taken on, because of all of the things that we've thought, the things that we've believed, the things that we've done. It's a lot of stuff that needs to be worked through. So understand that these things that are coming your way, they're not coming to break you. You are not facing pain because you are supposed to stop. It's not to knock you down so that you can't get back up. I promise you, you will always be able to get back up. You just have to stand up. That's it. Understand that you can get back up. That's the only thing that I need you to do, and the only thing that I need you to be aware of as you are moving through this and progressing through the growth and the pain and everything else that's associated with this is that you can get back up. So we may get knocked down, but you will always get back up. All you have to do is just stand up. You have the power, you have the strength, and you will make it through. So I am going to end there. We've been on here for 41 minutes and 45 seconds. I have it's a timer right here, but I'm going to end there. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I may be I'm not really sure. Okay, I'm just going to be completely honest here. I am following, but I'm not sure what these 2 months actually look like. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a lot of posts from me. I'm not sure. But I know I have seen visions of me talking on YouTube. So I do believe that I will be present here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be present at any other places or how often I'm going to be present. I'm not really sure. It really feels like I'm entering into hibernation mode. And I'm saying hibernate, it's actually not hibernation mode because that's when the bears, and everything, they sleep. But it's not a sleeping, but almost hermit mode. Okay. So, when they retract and they go in, that's what I feel like. That's what I've seen. And just really focusing on me and my healing and allowing God to do his work, right? It needs to be, and what I've been told is it's intense. I need you to be focused, completely focused. And I need to do a huge work in you. So I don't know what that looks like, but I know that it needs my full attention. So I am dedicating these next 2 months to that. So I'm not sure how it's going to show up for me. I don't know how it's going to be for you and I and for us and our discussions and everything. But I'm sure that there will be because there are plenty lessons that I am learning on a daily basis. Like my journal, I just started mine maybe like I think it was 2 weeks ago, and it's about this thick, and I'm almost done with it. So that's how many lessons I've been learning every single day. It's been crazy the amount of growth and the amount of, of knowledge and understanding that I've gained in this amount of time. And I'm sure that it's going to be uh, triple that in these next 2 months. So I do want to share what it is that I'm getting and I'm receiving. So we'll see. Let this play out. And I am hopeful that you will still hear from me in these next 2 months. So I wish you guys well. I hope that you have an amazing day and the rest of your week. I hope that what I've said has touched you in some way, shape, or form, has helped you in some manner. And it's something from this that you can take and use in your day, today, the next week, whatever it may be. I hope it was useful for you. And we will talk again at some point, right? All right. So I guess it's bye for 2 months. I'll see you guys in 2 months. Bye.